Hey guys, welcome back to my Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Sorry, to our YouTube channel. I'm Winner, and this is my husband. What's your name?
Shondes Moses.
So in today's video, this man can annoy somebody. In today's video, we're going to be so we'll be teaching you, or we'll be telling you.
I hear you now.
Wait,
So basically, what we're going to be talking about today is wedding planning. How best to plan your wedding, and basically we are starting with how much you plan to spend. Basically, we know not everyone has that
Millions.
elaborate amount of money to spend on weddings. We know some people have 10 million to spend, some people have 20, some people have just 5 million, some people have 1 million, and truth be told, some people have just 500k to spend. Some people even have up to 500k. That's the truth of the matter. But we are just going to be going over some of the things you can actually do and the
To save
way,
costs.
yeah, exactly. The cheapest way to save cost when planning your wedding.
Okay.
So I think
How much you plan to spend. So once you and your partner has agreed to marry, you both have done your surprise, will you marry me, even if you did not do all of that, but you both have planned to get married and you are ready. So after choosing your date or talking about when you are going to do that wedding, the first thing people have to discuss after that is money. Finance is very important. How much do we have? How much does your partner have? And how much do you have to assist? And if him alone is taking care of the whole thing, how much does he have? That's the first thing first. Then the second thing should be the number of guests you are expecting with that money. That's the second thing. So if you have 500,000 to spend, of course you know that your guest has to be very, very minimal, like 20, 30 guests, 50 guests. You should be able to work with that 50 guests. And you tell your parents, okay, you are entitled to bring this amount of people, you are entitled to bring this number of people. You understand? You and your husband will now also bring your friends and whatever, but you have to do everything within that 500,000 budget, right? Before vendor, let's talk about how we did our own wedding. So if you're working on a budget, right, I would advise you do your wedding this way, because that was how we did ours. We had about 300 guests in our wedding.
we had more than 300 guests, basically, which is why I was wondering when she was mentioning 50 guests. Don't get
No, that one is for someone that has 500,000. If you have 500,000, you can't do 300 guests.
500,000.
You can't do 300 guests.
You can't still do 50. 50 is too small. What are you doing with 50 guests? And
it's too small, too much.
50 guests is kind of small now.
So you can do 100.
You should be able to do 100 with 500k, depending on what you are doing, anyways.
Okay, if somebody is working with that kind of amount, let's say when it comes to things like hall, you will not get a hall. Maybe you live in your compound. You just look for somebody
and look for a space within your vicinity.
Yes, that has a big compound.
Exactly.
You just pay a little money, maybe 20k, 30k. They will be able to
or
give
you look for a community, or sometimes if you can get a community or within your environment,
your local government,
they are usually cheap.
Yeah.
And all that.
The third one is how you plan the wedding. As Christians, we have to do church wedding. Then we'll do traditional wedding, right? We'll still do court wedding. So the way we did it was our white wedding, our church wedding. We did it in the morning. So instead of us to do a wedding reception, we skipped that. We used that wedding reception for traditional wedding ceremony. I don't know if you understand. So instead of doing traditional wedding ceremony separately, because I'm an Igbo girl, he's a Yoruba man. So the way we do it, you do a traditional wedding ceremony differently. So we did not do all that. His people just came. We picked a date. They came and paid the bride price. We just cooked small food for them. We were not even up to 15 that day.
It was more or less like introduction.
Yes. So we just like an introduction. So it was that day they also paid my bride price. They came to negotiate and everything. So after that, we decided to do the white wedding and traditional wedding ceremony on the same day. So instead of doing a white wedding cake, we did a traditional wedding cake. So I'm going to fix some of the pictures so you can see what I'm talking about. So we did not do a white wedding cake and then do another traditional wedding cake again. We used one stone to kill two birds. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. So do your wedding, find a way to fix your wedding on the same day, so that you will cook that food once. You will not end up cooking for traditional wedding. You cook a bag of rice, kill cow, do soup, do swallow. You spend money for decoration. You like unnecessary spending is not needed when you're working on a budget. So just find a way to put everything on the same day and cook that food at once, share that drink at once, cut that cake at once. Do you understand?
Vendors.
Okay.
Talking about vendors, now basically I didn't buy a lot of things. But what I know I shopped for was my suits, and I went out with my best man to look for suits, shirts, trousers, because we wanted to look different that very day.
Yeah.
And talking about the suit, according to our mom, our dad,
my dad recommended
going to Chinatown, which we actually went to, and Basically, I was one who went there, and basically we got a very good suit.
We went together now.
Okay, you and I. It was
Yes.
okay. That was
We went
the
together.
first time we went together.
Sorry, the Chinatown is at Ojota. So if you're in Lagos, you'll be able to get there.
So it was cheaper getting it there, and you can test it and do all the things you want to do before picking up the suit.
Sure.
No, so
that was how him and his best man got their own clothes.
Suit,
So they did not really they didn't really stress much. But me as the woman now, of course, now we get wedding. You know how it is. So I had to shop for my dress. I actually rented. Some people buy, some people sew. So look for the one that is cheaper for you. For me, I felt renting was cheaper because I rented my gown for 60,000 naira. A very nice gown for 60,000. I'll put the vendor. She's on Instagram. I'll put her handle. So if you are, you want to get married, you can check her page. She also runs promo. I actually rented that gown on the promo price because that gown is 120,000. But on the promo price, she gave us 50% discount. So I got it for 60,000 naira instead.
Still, all these things still depends on how much you have.
Sure.
If you have close to 5 million naira, you might not even want to bother looking for a gown you want to rent for 60,000 or 120,000.
No, now
you might be eyeing a gown of 500,000 if you have the money.
No. For you to say 5 million, you're even wrong. Our wedding we spent about 5 million naira now.
Yeah, but it still depends.
We spent about 5 million naira for our wedding.
It still depends.
And I looked at the things we plan on buying. I know if I go and rent a gown of 500,000, that's like remove 500,000 from how much is left? 4.5 million. Yeah, so it's too much. It's still, in my opinion, it's still too much. Like I said, this money also depends on the number of guests you are expecting. If you have 5 million, you're expecting 100 guests, you can still spend 200, 300,000 on your gown. Trust me, you can still spend it. So it just depends on everything you're working with, your guests, number of guests you're bringing, and your vendors, how cheap your vendors are. Do you understand? So still on this vendor, I got my white wedding shoe. That shoe, if I show you people that shoe, people were thinking that shoe was too expensive. But I got that shoe for just 12,000 naira. I got it online for 12,000 naira. So it was very, very affordable. It was so beautiful. People are feeling like online vendors are too expensive. But no, you can get cheap things.
Way before your wedding.
Shop.
When you are planning your wedding, give yourself time. 6 months, 7 months before your wedding, start buying things.
That's the word.
That's how to plan a wedding. If you are planning a wedding a month or 2 months before, you are at risk of buying things at
expensive,
a very high price. So
that's just the truth. So also our photographer, we use the family friend. So when you want to pick vendors too, someone that does cake, my wedding cake, my traditional wedding cake is so beautiful. And the person that did it was my boss because at some point I learned how to bake. I learned how to bake things, cake and meat pie snacks and all of that. So my boss that taught me was the one that helped me bake my cake. And it was very affordable. That cake was so affordable and tastes so well. So also your photographer, you have to take someone close to you. Like if you know someone is close to you, you have a family that has a friend. Like that way you can get good discounts. You understand? You'll not be able to spend too much.
So guys, before we get too engrossed on vendors, if you have any question about vendors and all that, just ask us in the comment section. We need to move to the next topic. Sorry, thank you. Yeah.
It's like my husband is tired.
No. We are
talking so much on that one, right?
So,
okay. So the number 4 is including your friends or your partner for market runs. You see this wedding, we did not have an event planner. It's obvious. We didn't state it before we started, but we didn't have an event planner. So if you're working on a tight budget, you might not be able to afford event planner. But if you have a friend that is good at organizing events, that would work for you. Or you have a relative, it will work for you. But if you don't have, most of the load will be on you and your partner.
That is why it is still essential for you to plan or start planning your
on
wedding
time
before 6 months, 7 months before,
even a year.
Because by the time you're about to do that wedding, most of the things you want to buy would be expensive.
Sure.
For example, we bought malt, I think a year before. We bought the pepper on time. We planned for a lot of things beforehand, so that when we get to that day, it won't become something we have to be thinking about. No, it's so expensive. To
be honest, I think the time we got malt, we got a carton for like 5,009. As at the time it was not even up. I don't think it was up to a year. We gave more. We gave my mother-in-law the money in December. We gave her the money in December. January. Then she bought it around January. We did our wedding in June. So it was about 6 months before the wedding.
By the time we were doing the wedding, malt was
already 9,000. Okay, sorry, 11,000.
We still got malt for the church and all that. So it was around 11 plus.
You can imagine.
It was almost double the price.
Okay, so even the rice and the oil, the groundnut oil we used, we went to all these big markets. We got it early before the wedding, like months before the wedding, right? So the last one we'll be talking about is cooking, the food and all that. So the way we did it, my mother-in-law got this Oloko, these Togo people, right? Yes. They are the one that came around to cook, and they are very, very affordable. And funny enough, they don't even demand too much ingredients. If you get the ones that know how to cook very well, they don't demand for too much ingredients. Just basically small things, and The food was so nice. It wasn't
The
bad
point
at
is
all.
they help you manage your money.
Sure, they help you manage your money. So you can, for serving of food. We also used our friends. Our friends were around. They were doing that helps. Even our family, like our cousins and all that.
Church members.
Church members,
They-
exactly. Yes, my church members were around. Even from his parents' church, they were around. They helped in serving and all that. So everything went smoothly. So your DJ, either you get a DJ in your church. If you have a vocalist that knows how to sing, you can just tell them they'll charge you little money. They come around to sing. You can get a DJ if DJ is more affordable for you.
DJ is usually more affordable.
Sure.
So, but in our own case, we got a live band.
Yeah, because it's our church.
Yeah, from the church or from we got 2 live bands, both churches.
Sure.
And all that. But the best thing is sometimes getting a DJ might just
better.
be faster and better for
Sure.
you.
So,
but it still depends on how much you have.
exactly. So that's it. Anything that has to do with vendor, take it around you. In your church, your friends, if your friend does makeup, you tell your friend, I got my makeup very, very affordable, at a very affordable price. We got a photographer. Our photographer was a family friend from my husband's side, and he delivered. Like, the jobs were so good. The pictures, everything was so clear, it was so good. Things like that. Just make sure you are working with people around you, your friends that can charge you affordable. My traditional wedding dress, one of my friends in school was one that sold it for me at an affordable amount. I went to ask from one lady, and the lady was calling 100,000. But how much did my friend do it for? It was not even up to 80,000 naira. I don't want to mention the exact price.
How much
as at that time. No, for one of the dress. For that dress, you want me to say it's
You don't tell me now.
I saw the dress for 35k. But there was one lady, one of my hairstylist, she said I should talk to, and I think that it was, according to her, the lady was charging around that 100,000 at that time. Yes, for just one dress. And I sold about 3 dresses. But my friend sold one of that dress that I would have paid over 100,000 for. She sold it for me for 35,000. And the dress was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. But friendship privilege, or I know you, I sabi you, I know sabi, that kind of thing. It gives you you get discount from things like that. So that's the thing. Makeup artists, because they heard it was bridal, they were charging me 100,000 for package. I would rent hotel. I went and picked one lady around my house at Ijesha. I stayed at Surulere. The lady charged me 25,000 to tie my gele and to do my makeup, and she stayed with me all through the day. I didn't even have to pay for hotel accommodation because she was living close to me. So she came as early as 6 a.m. on my wedding day. Do you understand? So it's best to prepare ahead. That's just the only thing. Prepare ahead. If you cannot afford an event planner, trust me, you can do this yourself. You and your partner, your friends, your family. Just ask for help. People will definitely help you. Okay? And for souvenir is the last thing, right?
Sure, it should be the last thing on your mind.
Not everybody shares souvenir now, but we did. We shared this liquid soap. We also did few jota. We gave jota to some set of people. We gave, in fact, soap souvenir was for everybody. So you can do something as simple as soap souvenir. Don't go and do pass yourself. Soap souvenir is a perfect this thing. You can get other little gifts that you can give to people to appreciate them for gracing your occasion. Okay, and thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to hit that red subscribe button and share this video with anybody you know that is getting married soon. All right, so that they can learn one or two from this video. So let me just quickly give a summary. The whole essence is, why are you laughing?
I'm not laughing.
My husband just wants me to end this video. The whole essence is this. No, I just want to give them a recap. Please know your budget, know how much you have, plan within that budget. A situation where you cannot afford an expensive hall, look for any cheap hall around you, their community halls, or you look for a compound around you that has a big space. Number 3, work with the number of guests that would align with the money you have. It's not that you have 1 million naira, you want to bring 500 people to your wedding. It will not work. Work according to your money. Do you understand? For your vendors, look for cheap vendors. Go to the market yourself and source for things for yourself. You and your partner can do that. You and your sibling can do that, or your friend.
Months before.
Yes, months before the wedding. Months before the wedding as well. Go and buy your rice. Months before the wedding, buy your rice, buy your drinks, any unperishable food, buy it.
And I bet if you buy that rice, find where to keep it.
Yes, so because insects
can enter rice.
Insects can enter the rice. So look for all. If you don't want to even bring it to your house, you can, if it's possible, you can pay the rice people, collect a receipt. When it is time for you to do the wedding, go and pick it up with your receipt. They do that. I heard they do that. So you can do it that way as well. So anything that is unperishable, buy it ahead of time. Your drinks and everything, buy it ahead of time. You can get your church women. Some of them can decide to assist. Even some of your family people can come around to cook, or you get to local like these Togo people. They are very, very affordable. You can get them to help you cook. All right. So I think that is all that is very important for planning your wedding. And then souvenir is the last thing. If you cannot afford souvenir, you leave it. If you can afford, you go ahead and just do small things and appreciate the people that you have invited. All right.
I think that ends the show and the YouTube video.
So
Now,
please,
thank you for watching.
thank you. So
Don't
please,
forget, the comment section is always open for you to
questions.
ask questions.
So if you have
are
answers,
confused, if you are not sure, just ask.
So yeah, we will answer if we have.
The close destiny, as they say.
So if we have answers to it, we're going to definitely give you. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye.